Schools Computer Club Initiative, promoting creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship.
So I'm taking on the presentation, Teams and Social Emotional Learning, and we'll be discussing together. I have Mrs. Nkire too, that will also take on our own part of this discussion. Now, Teams and Emotional Learning. Okay. So in Skills Computer Club Initiative, we have support, career support through 5 main agenda in our 15 years of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship in schools. Namely, we take the lead, we take the create, connect, help, and play. In all of these agendas, we make sure that students come together and they actually interact and bring out something innovative in whatever they are doing. Students have gained a lot through these experiences, and most of them are coming out beautiful with a lot of projects. Now, what we have to, some of our objectives through this presentation is that we'll teach students and teachers will be able to know the importance of building team spirit in their learners. Because by the time we build team spirit in our learners, students learn to interact more with each other. They learn to tolerate each other. And then with this, having this team spirit, they are able to come out productive in what they are doing. And also be learning the 5 core social emotional learning competencies, and also how to incorporate SEL in our classes. The importance of building team spirits in learners. Learners working in teams enhance their creativity level, which gives them the collaborative spirit to ensure the success of a particular project. Of course, you will agree with me that once a member of a team disagrees and will not tolerate the others in a team, they may not be able to achieve what they have set to achieve. But by the time every learner in a particular team understands and are able to tolerate each other, able to give all their best in doing what they are doing, you can be rest assured that they will come out successful with the project they are set to do. Teams can represent their schools as Schools Computer Club Summit and Awards, or at local and international competitions. My pictures here shows clearly pictures of students collaborating together, working at a project, ensuring that they arrive at a good conclusion. And of course, you can see from their readiness to work together, they are sharing ideas. Nobody is, I know it all. Nobody is like, oh, I didn't know anything at all. But everybody is coming together to say, okay, let me put my own inputs into what we are doing, into getting the best out of it all. And of course, you can definitely believe with me that such team spirit leads to great success amidst learners. What is social emotional learning? Social emotional learning is an educational method that aims to foster social emotional skills within school curricula. Within the school, students that are being emotionally taught how to control themselves, do better in their projects, do better in achieving their goals with their other learners. They're able to tolerate, they're able to share ideas, they're able to comprehend what others are even teaching. Like we have been told, we need to unlearn and relearn so that we can achieve other things you're supposed to do. You don't think we are an island of ourselves. So social, emotional learning, helps to foster social and emotional learning within school curriculum, within what the children are being taught, how to achieve the best for what they are doing. The 5 core SEL competencies. The first one is self-awareness. The second one is self-management. The third, responsible decision-making. The fourth one is social awareness. The last one we'll be talking about is the relationship skills. Relationship skills. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is understanding your emotions and thoughts and how they influence your behavior. When you know yourself, you're able to detect, okay, this is who I am. This is what my own makeup. This is who I am, as in, this is what I am. It helps you better than you not knowing yourself. Because by the time you know yourself, you know yourself very well. You're able to understand, okay, this is the limit I can cross. This is how far I can go. And so you'll be able to control yourself in relating with others. You will not cross the limits, knowing fully that every other person too have their own input into what you are doing. And since you are in a team together, you know that you are not the only one there. So you should be able to control yourself because you know yourself better than any other person. You know your limits. You know what you can tolerate. You know what you can avoid. And so in knowing yourself very well, you're able to put in, you're able to acknowledge that others too matters in the team. And so you will not use your own weakness to affect the team spirit. And so you work on yourself. You work on your strengths to make sure that what you are working hard in that team becomes successful. Self-management revolves around self-motivation. You're able to motivate yourself. You're able to manage yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses. You know that, okay, in my team, I have to do this and that to make sure the success of a particular project. And so you're able to manage yourself. You're able to motivate yourself. You're able to tolerate and know what you should do at a particular time, particular point in time. Each team member must motivate himself or herself in order not to mar the team's success through lack of self-control or motivation. You should know that you're not the only one in the team. And if everybody should be displaying their own weaknesses, then definitely there will never be a success to what you are doing. But by the time you're able, everyone in that thing is able to manage his strength and his weaknesses, we find out that we're able to enhance, we're able to merge our strength together and get a good success of what we are set to achieve. Self-management builds emotional intelligence. By the time you're able to manage yourself, you're able to emotionally deliver what you're supposed to deliver. You not allow yourself, your weakness to overpower you, that you will not be able to do what you are supposed to do. The Lord. So in managing yourself, you're able to do better. Okay, responsible decision making. Teams must achieve responsible decision making as a collective decision will determine their success or failure. Every member of the team must be responsible, must know that the outcome of their decision will either make or mar their success. And so everybody should be self-conscious that any input I'm going to put in will either give us a breakthrough in what we are doing or it will give us a failure. And so in acknowledging that there is a collective responsible decision making that everybody must arrive at. They must be able to scrutinize every decision that is being put on the table. And then together, working together, you'll be able to achieve the best from what they are set to do. Everybody in the team knows that their decision matters. And so nobody is an island and everybody's decision matters. But we must all consider every decision to make sure it gives us a very good output. Social awareness. Social awareness requires that team members should learn communication skills that will help in sharing their ideas effectively. Everyone in that team must be conscious that you're able to communicate your idea, able to communicate well. You must not use, maybe you're angry or probably you are upset with something from somewhere, and you come into the team that is working in a particular project and you are not able to control your emotions, and then you use lack of communication skills to disrupt what is presently being done. Everybody should be aware that you need to communicate well to make sure that the success of a particular project is achieved. And so in knowing fully well that your ability to communicate what you are supposed to do will make sure that this project arrives at a very good conclusion. Even in our classrooms, as teachers, we should also be able to communicate well with our learners, as much as even the learners able to communicate well, even with us, the teachers. We should be able to tolerate even the learners, even the smaller ones. And let me just give an example. I was in the classroom a day. I was in the class one day, and I gave a particular student to do a task, and he was not doing it. He wasn't able to communicate what was going on with him. But because I was aware that something must be wrong, I took my time to find out from him what was wrong with him. Can you guess what happened? Do you know that he was going through something that he didn't know, was not sure of, but he was already sensing it. His sister just died, and he was with them at the hospital, and he was asking his dad, where is my sister? Nobody was telling him where his sister was. And the sister is already dead, but he was not able to communicate his feeling. And so in the class, he was depressed. He couldn't do much in the class. But by the time I came closer to him, able to find out from him what was going through, I was able to get at least a point from him. And then I was able to find out from other people what was actually happening. And I was able to find out that his sister has died. He was not aware of it, but he was still looking for the sister. So by the time we recognize that we have to communicate well, and that's why we know we have to control our own emotion. If I was not able to control my own emotion, I was like, why is this you're not doing my work in the class? I might probably get annoyed and probably go, maybe start doing what I'm not supposed to do. But by the time I'm able to control my own emotion, I was to find out, come to his level and find out from him what he was going through. So everyone hands must be on deck to know that we can always communicate well, relate with somebody, and then find out what is going on around us together so that we may be able to achieve the best from the team. The next one is the relationship skills. Relationship is key for a team's success. Consider this acronym for team. Team is TEAM, together everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. From this acronym, we should be able to know that just one person may go far, but with more people in your team, putting up great ideas, we will go very far. And so everybody in the team matters. Everybody together, we are achieving more. We are putting up our resources together. We are putting up our thinking cap on. And then what do we expect from such? We expect great things from such relationship. And so everybody together, we are all winning together. So by the time we have this mindset that every one of us matters in the team, nobody is pulled down, everybody is carried along, our success, the success becomes our success. Nobody will manipulate us. Oh, it's my own thinking alone, it's my own success alone. No, everybody together, we are happy achieving what we have achieved. So with this, we're able to know that everyone matters in the team and everybody depend on each other to collaborate together, and then we achieve the best we are set to achieve. How do we incorporate SEL in class? Don't forget social emotional learning. How do we incorporate this in class? Number one, be present and observant. 2, create a supportive atmosphere, share life experiences, stimulate discussion. 5, give your student the opportunity to practice. Good SEL activities. Because of our I'm putting on Mrs. Nkire online on. You have to be present and observant in class. You have to create supportive atmosphere for the children, for the learners in the team, and people around us. You have to share our life experiences, what we have gone through, how it can help others. You have to stimulate discussions between learners. And of course, you give your students the opportunity to practice what they've been taught. I'll be taking some of the good SEL activities. For example, in swimming, children get the benefits of companionship that team sports offer without the pressure to perform or the humiliation that can occur when a child is not as skillful at the sport as their peers. For the fact that the children are seeing other children with them, they are enjoying the children among, even if he's not so competent in swimming, but he enjoys the companionship. He's able to pull along. He's able to, the child is not humiliated. The child feels among. And at the end of the class, the swimming lesson, everybody enjoys the class. And do you know something? The next class, the next swimming class, he has learned better to do it better. And of course, the next class, he will do better than the first lesson. But because he enjoyed the companionship of everybody in that team. So maybe every team member is able to accommodate everybody. Everybody enjoys the class at the end of it all. Another example is doing, in smart city design. Students are working as different teams, having all their senses alert in higher order, thinking to solve problems ranging from health to security, transportation, food supply, water, power supply, good citizenship, sustainable environment. Everybody is all hands on deck, working at different things to make sure that at the end of it all, they come out with a very good smart city design. And in all of it all, while people are working together, brainstorming together, how do we achieve this, how do we achieve that? At the end of it all, every member of the team will be satisfied. We'll be like, okay, we all achieve it together, because everybody will be pulled along, everybody will be tolerated to put their input into what what they are designing. And so by the time somebody is working on health, somebody is coming up with the security challenges, somebody is, okay, how do we supply food to the city, and then all of it and that. Everybody is carried along and everybody is fulfilled. So don't forget that together we achieve more as a team. In coding and robotics, students learn the creative approach to do or think about things differently. We can see in this picture how these children are concentrating. They have already coded the robots. They are watching out for anything that may be like, okay, it's not good enough for them to go and recode. And because the three of them have worked it out together, you can see that they are patiently watching what they have coded. Already brainstorming on, okay, what's next to do about their robots. So when you're working in a team, it helps us to bring out different creative approach to do things, to think. Of course, because we are different people, we think differently, but we can harness our thinkings together. We can harness it together. We're able to pull up a better performance from just one single person thinking alone. We all put on our thinking cap, we achieve more. So during this International STEAM Summit and Awards, Expand Innovation Horizon, we have been taking different things on different topics, and I've just taken my part on teams and social emotional learning. Thank you.
Teachers, are you empathetic? Are you caring? Are you supportive? How do you involve your children, your pupil, or your students as a team? So if there is no care in a teamwork, the goal can never be achieved. Now, if all this is being translated into practice, I'm sure the goal of everything will be achieved. The goal of everything. So I want school administrators to include what's like classroom meetings, sharing circles, structured exercises, and collaborative group activities in order to achieve the goal. So, and also we have individual behavior that can promote social emotional learning. As a person, what are the behaviors that can promote social emotional learning? Like we are talking about life skills. Some of us do not have these life skills, and you need to have the life skills for you to achieve a common goal as a team. Take turns, learn to share. We have rules for everything to succeed. We have laid down rules and procedures that should be followed. So are you following the rules? Are you making good choices? That is the question that should be asked. So a lasting social emotional learning is built upon caring relationship, warm, and also a challenging classroom. Challenging classroom in the sense, I mean, classroom that can provoke your thoughts. You can look at the learning material, the teaching aids, and you'll be able to come up with ideas that can enhance your learning. And also we have other aspects that can help us to act and promote social emotional learning. Can you communicate effectively? Sometimes our communication is done verbally or non-verbally. How do you communicate with each other in a team? How do you build relationship? How do you negotiate? Negotiation should be done fairly. both parties should be able to benefit from any negotiation in order to achieve a satisfactory result. And provocations, this is the aspect of emotion. Some people are over-emotional, while some are very repressive in their emotions. So those people that are so emotional, they can be called hypochondriac because of, sometimes they look sick. They are not sick because of they are bacterially sick. They are sick because of their emotions are down. They are just sick because of their emotions. That is, psychologically, they are sick. So sometimes I will advise team members to refuse provocations. Refuse it. Sometimes one might want to provoke you, but decide not to be provoked. Okay, seek help. We have guidance counselor at schools. We have specialists that deals with our emotions, psychological problems. Sometimes you ask your teacher, they're there to help, they're there to guide. So you can seek help. Identify the need for and assessing appropriate assistance. And support also in the pursuit of needs. Some people, they might be sick because of there's something they want and they're not able to achieve it. So that's where we can help out. And also we should learn to act ethically. We should be ethical in all our decision making, in our actions. We should be ethical. So we have a lot of aspects to social, emotional learning. Mrs. Adesina portraits of the point: self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, social awareness, relationship skills. So these 5 aspects were portrayed by Mrs. Adesina. Self-awareness, recognizing one's emotion and values, as well as one's strengths and challenges. Then self-management. You should be able to manage emotions and behaviors in order to achieve your own goal. And don't forget, your goal is as well the team's goal. We have responsible decision making. Now, in this responsible decision making, are you making ethical, constructive choices about your personal and your social behavior? What about social awareness? Are you showing understanding and empathy for others, putting yourself in other person's shoes? Relationship skills, forming positive relationship. You have to be positive about your relationship. If your relationship is not affecting you positively, you don't have to go ahead with that relationship. In work, in dealing effectively, also with conflicts. How do you deal with your conflicts? There's no team that don't have conflicts, but the ability for you to overcome, to be able to resolve your conflicts makes you a good team member. So I derived the definition of social emotional learning. And my definition is social emotional learning is the process through which children and adults understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. Are you making a responsible decision in your life, in your team, in your school, wherever you find yourself? So, and I have advice for administrators, schools administrators and teachers. And my advice to them is to provide time in the school curriculum each year for instruction in appropriate health issues and problem behavior prevention. Sometimes you see people behaving oddly just because of problems they are facing, maybe at home. Number 2, organize guidance and counseling services so that they help build social emotional skills of group of children who are anticipating or facing difficult situations. I always tell a teacher that every child that is in your care is your child. At that moment, that child is under you. You are the mother or the father of that child. The parents are not there at the moment, but you are the parent of that child. So you have to do everything within your power to make sure that that child is not depressed. Number 3, allow planning time for staff to coordinate their efforts at supporting academic and social emotional learning. Yes, staff, they should be able to coordinate themselves and also come up with seminars, programs that can help them to support the academics, the students, the pupils for managing their social and emotional life. Also, I have recommendations. In similar way, children benefit from explicit guidance in finding a healthy lifestyle, eating habits, sleeping patterns, study and work environments are among the areas that are important to promoting academic and social emotional learning. Furthermore, all students need to be taught and given opportunities to practice age-appropriate strategies for conflict resolution. So we should give the children opportunities. They need to practice. They need to learn how to resolve conflicts among themselves. And we have age-appropriate strategies for that. So, finally, schools should be attentive to difficult life events that befall students and try to provide them with support and coping strategies at those stressful moments. So at this point, I'll just say thank you to Schools Computer Club Initiative.
Schools Computer Club Initiative, promoting creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship.